Welcome back to Motorsport Manager, Thotimx Racing, heading into the second race of our first season, 2016. Of course, our biggest concern, getting that signing of our designer, Katja Blomquist. Let's take a look at what we've got here. We've got a pit crew review. Fastest time was 13.5 seconds. No mistakes though, so at least that was something. And we've got an interview with RTL. Wondering if you had any thoughts on Thed Bjork. He's interesting. Anything can happen in motorsport. So that boosts his morale. And yes, we already put out our second offer there. You see it takes a couple days to repair the cars with our crappy crew. So that's all set. We have a sponsor offer. Let's take a look at our pit crew here for a bit. And you can see we've got some fatigue, but not a great deal. We'll see if that goes back up before the next race. And we got a 1.4 chance of mistake. Let's get back in here and take a look at some of our parts. We've got the engine and the spoiler as critical ones for the next race. No. So we'll go with those two for now and alternate them through, but that looks like that's what we're going to be working on. Switch that out for this spoiler for the moment. All right, offer accepted. $213K per race, 3-year deal. Signing on fee, all of that stuff. Let's sign that contract. Yes, definitely gonna get rid of them. Believe me, I know what I'm doing. Lead designer hired. Okay, now we need to get some new parts for the car. Now we look at our finances. You can see we're losing money each race, so that's going to be an issue. We build the HQ, we're going to have bigger problems. Now we are going to have sponsors that we can continue to sign, but this could put us tight in the money. However, I don't think we've really got a choice. We need all of this. Can't wait to get cracking. Well, that's good. And fans are over the moon, saying that good times are on the way. Well, they're not on the way just yet. There's going to be a lot of work to do. And I want to go with the engine first. And this should be even better, but it doesn't really matter which one we use initially. Let's see. I don't care about minus reliability. Probably going to want 3 of these. In any case, let's get this rolling. So now that that's done, we're pretty much just focused on continuing to improve our reliability. And they wanted to, boy, been here for like 2 days, and Blomquist says, you know, we need a telemetry center. Couldn't buy one if I wanted. I need to get the headquarters and the design center upgraded first. Phoenix, 45 laps, 2.64 miles. We won't be approaching the lap record, I'm sure. And spoilers are particularly key. Throw those back on. And F1 is in Dubai right now. Not that that matters all that much to us. McKellis is the hot favorite. Interesting. Bjork will be looking to add to his trophy cabinet. Take all of their money and put it on me. That's confidence for you. And some stuff about KC Motor Group. Nothing about us, not that we've earned any press at this point. Okay, it's time to head off to Phoenix. And yeah, we've got some better sponsor offers now. 3 races for that amount. That's clearly the best deal. That'll boost that balance back up. Let's take a look at our pit crew one more time. Yeah, okay, they only recover after each race. And then, because you can see, like, 0.4% chance of an error. Nothing. No chance at all. And then these get down here at 1.4%. 0.4. 0.9. Okay, so it seems to be based on that fatigue, at least largely based on the stamina. I think anybody over 1% I want to yank out. So let's get rid of Velton. And who do we want to put in place on the tires? Tires and fixing. Probably White. Which is a bit worse, but not a lot. So I like going with that. Then Velton will have recovered and we can go to some other guys to switch them out, get their stamina up. And of course, this is only going to last for a limited amount of time. I'll probably eventually have to hire a new pit crew. I want to get a little bit further in and take a look at where we're at on the finances more before I actually commit to that. Again, our results don't matter that much for this season anyway. We know we're going to suck. Take that sponsor bonus as it's the only one. We're picked last. Go figure. Anybody we beat is a victory. Good weather for the speed track at Phoenix, where it's usually clear and dry and hot. Of course, speed track being a very relative term in this case. And it looks like Lehane not having a great time. Probably going to want to go with medium tires for the race. It's most likely given the heat. So I'm just going to start right off with mediums. Once again, the drivers of much different opinions on where the speed balance should be. But of course, my main goal here is to rectify the mistakes made in practice the first time. Gonna go with race trim right off the bat. We'll do qualifying later if we can get to it, but we need to hit the race trim. and get that as high as I can. Again, having raced these before with more high-performance cars, it is rather stunning. Actually, that corner went better than I thought, but it's rather stunning how they just struggle, and over-revving of the engine and every other darn thing to get through this. Just going to wait and see what they have to say here after the first couple of laps. Casino actually looking to be a little faster than at least one of our competitors. Okay, Brillhart wants more speed, so we'll come in and do that. Getting the setup and getting the racing trim in is the only really thing I care about in practice. If we get anything on the qualifying, fine. If we don't, fine. Because we're going to start near the back of the field anyway. And of course, on that long outer loop, if we're faster than somebody or they're faster than us, that's going to show up. And Casino third out of 3, of course, but nonetheless. Okay, don't like the speed. Let's go with a little more high speed on the cornering. Maybe something like that. Let's try there. And then just get this basically vaguely close. We'll adjust the handling more if they give us an answer. Well, you know what? Let's just go... Yeah, let's just go there. Adjust it just a bit. Wants more of the high-speed corners, does Casino. So we'll come in and take a look at that. %, for the initial setup. Pretty happy overall. Let's try something like that. That's probably a good try for the understeer. And then let's assume you want just a bit more speed. I think we'll speed it up here until we get some feedback. Speaking of which, changes to the ballast didn't work. We're up to 80%. Okay, so we want the cornering to be more on the low speed side, for you at least. And, you know, maybe try the understeer more one direction or the other. And probably bring the speed back just a bit. There, and then I'll try to keep pushing it that way. Let's try that. Casino, the only one who has completed a lap, and now we can see the time starting to come in, and all thoughts of him being competitive can be thrown out the window. We're almost a full second behind the nearest competition. So while it was spec parts in Vancouver that were the key, okay. Here in Phoenix, the engine's mattering more, and that's just gonna, you know, the other parts mattering more is just gonna kill us even more than we were already killed. So down to 70%. We went from poor to very poor. Yeah, so you told me the wrong direction is what happened there. Not sure we want to go with the speed, but we're right on with the handling. So let's... yeah, cornering is going to want to go about there. Let's trim the handling back in a bit. Let's try that. You can see, like, it doesn't look like we're going to hit level 3 for the race, even as it is. See if we can spend a little more time out here on the track. That'll help. But we're a little bit below the pace we would need to get to level 3 race trim. So qualifying, not going to be any sort of an adjustment or any sort of a focus here. So go with as many medium tire sets as we need to finish off this race, most likely. Okay, they are starting to feel better about things. Better, of course, being a very relative term. And goodness, for this setup, taking a minute 45 to get around this track is painful. That's also why we're having such trouble getting the trim in, because that is on a per lap basis. So nothing but positive comments about the setup. Both drivers probably have to come in for one more change right near the end. It looks like we're going to be stuck on race trim 2. Brillhart's going to come in. You can see cars just going by. even though driving 9.3. She's a bad driver in a bad car. You can see that Casino now actually not that far behind the other drivers. Brillhart less than a second. So we're still last, but we're not last by as much. Setup is looking good. Not great, but good. Yeah, 96%. So let's see. Handling, excellent. So Emily was great, great, then great. So probably a little bit more oversteer from here. In between those is where I'd like to hit. Speed, poor, good, great. So probably a little bit lower acceleration, a little bit higher handling. Yeah. Probably just want to do it that way. Let's see how that works. That's only a 5-second change. And that should get us, maybe not there, but if we're not there, we're real close. Then here's Casino coming in for the last stop. We're not that far away from it, but I don't think we're going to quite get there. %. Poor, very poor, and great. And I think we need a little bit more on the low speed. And then for the speed balance, great, great, and right back where it was. A little more speed on that, I think, is what I want to try. Okay, so let's try that. Leave that where it is. Yeah, I think that's worth trying. See if Brillhart can get an up. I don't think we're gonna get around. Not gonna get around this loop and over the finish line. So we tried but didn't quite get there. Now Brillhart with that kind of reading is probably at about 97%. 96, 97. So we're close. We want to make little tweaks for qualifying and then get out there for a run. Yep, still a little bit of work to do. Okay, so compared to the closest competition here, DuPont and, ironically, Bjork, who was the winner last time, you know, we were only a couple tenths off with Casino, but then Brillhart much further down, although we'll have Lehane in that car, so we're the worst, but we're not the worst by a huge amount. Maybe Tom Cornell should consider delivering pizza as a career move. McKellis and Homola getting the press. although Tarquini was second and Tassi third. On to qualifying. Given that we put no effort into the tires for this, I expect us to completely suck. But right now, I'm just concerned about locking in. Yeah, we didn't get any, wasn't out there long enough to really see those changes do any good. So that's right. I wanted to. Oh, hold on. That was right on the speed balance. Yeah. Okay. So I want to move. I need to move the speed one way or the other. Maybe a little more acceleration is the right way. And then this, I wanted to get a little bit more that way and try that out. So yeah, I want to try this. And then here we just want to, yeah, we're at 98%. We need to get the cornering in. So it was okay, and then it was poor, and then it was great, and great there. But it looks like I didn't budget enough. So let's try that. We have time probably for one, maybe two start and stops. I think we've got time for two of them. Now, hopefully we don't need two of them, but... right on the mark. Now, we won't have time to go out twice. So, I think we want to wait until about 2.5 is when we're going to get our best time, roughly. See about Lahane. Didn't get there. We actually made it worse. So, okay, poor, great, great, great. Where was the poor at? Poor, great. So maybe I want to go the other way. Let's try that. And then yeah, I'm going to go with that, see what it does. Give one more run. I already found the best setup. That's why you're sitting there. Okay. We're good on the setup. I'll go out at about 240 just to be safe, I think. Start with casino. Taking an awful lot of time just to change your tires. Forgot about that. So it's earlier than I'd like to send Lehane out in terms of the gap between them, but we got to make sure they finish. And I'm not sure Lehane will. May not even get a time out of him. Does it matter? Not that much, but still. Better to get one than not get one. Too close together and I muxed up the timing. I don't think I'm going to get a lap out of Lehane. The one bad qualifying and just the timing of everything, particularly due to how much long they're going to spend in the pit. Yeah, Lehane's not going to get there. Lehane will start in last. Casino has a shot to be maybe 21st, 22nd. We're definitely going to miss the sponsor objective there. Oh, yeah, no way. We're still going to finish in last anyway. And Lehane with that form would have finished last, but I still have to get used to this. I have to get the timing down for all these things. So, yeah. 3/4 of a second back. McKellis on the pole, Nagy behind. And then other Nagy down in 9th. And there we are. Yuck. But we didn't work on that stuff at all during the practice, and I bet that wasn't true for the others. Main thing I'm concerned about here, how are we going to be able to do in the race? Hoping Casino could do better. You haven't been watching us much, have you? Yeah, definitely safe to say that we would have wanted more from qualifying. Okay, but one of the things that we may also want to do in the future is just focus on qualifying to get that sponsor bonus. You know, but for now, I'm going to keep the focus on the race. I think we have the question is, do you have a better shot of getting the sponsor bonus in qualifying or the race? And I'm not sure what the answer is to that yet. I would tend to think race over qualifying, but never know. Higher engine modes no longer impact condition. I'm not planning on going with any higher modes for long, so I'm not going to do that yet. Medium and race trim. And they say we want soft tires when it's 26 degrees and rising. I don't agree. So we're going to go with mediums definitely for both cars. 24 to 26. If there's any way we could do this in, we're going to try our best to do this in a 2. Do one stop. And in order to get one stop, I think I'm not going to push the tires overly. And then we're going to go with the full amount of fuel because that caused us problems last time. So full amount of fuel. We'll go after it for the first couple laps and then back off. And the thing is, this is like it's a high tire wear track. But yeah, I'm going to try just going neutral on the tires so that we can conserve them as much as possible. Maybe even go conserve later, depending on how the wear goes. So I'm going to plan on getting our spots, whatever positions we can get, by only having one stop. I'm going to really go after that approach. So stay neutral and go after with a fuel burn, because if we're going to be slower than everybody else anyway, which we may very well be, let's at least be smarter than they are. Okay, let's look how we're doing. We've got a 6 for Casino and a 2 for Lehane. And we've got a mix, more softs, it looks like, than mediums, although there's a mix of them going up through the field. So yeah, slow and steady hopefully gets us something. Oh, yep, start with Casino. Looks like Lehane going by, despite the lower form. DuPont went wide after the first turn, so there's a spot for us already. Whoa, look at that. We caught up to the field. At least for the moment. We've got Lehane in 21st. Got some 3 wide action going. Casino up to 20th, now 19th, which would put him in the sponsor position. Very nice. Interested to see what happens with those tire temps. I think they're still going to go up slightly. But 18th and 21st. A better start than I expected. Because we're not pushing it. There we go. We've got Compt and Hamola really coming up on Casino. Some of these crowded turns are going to get interesting. Casino so far holding it off, though. Lehane back in 22nd. Of course, there's a big gap in driver form between the two of them. Yep, tire temp slowly going up. Now, if we're going to get 23 laps out of this, 22, 23 laps, then we need to be able to do each lap in just over 3% of tire wear. And right now, we're not managing quite that good. It's actually just over 4% that we're using. We'll switch down to medium. So, well, actually, that's only true for Casino. Lehane is probably going to make it. Casino's a different story, though. That little over 4% each. So he's probably only going to make... Yeah. I think Casino stops twice and Lehane once. And I think just Lehane's better driving smoothness is going to get him that extra bit. think I want to keep them both on medium for now, though. Casino 18th. Lehane back in 22nd. But it wouldn't surprise me, even if the form stays like this, I can see Lehane beating Casino in this race, just after we get through everything. Lock up for Bjork, who's not far ahead of us. But Casino's still back to 19th and now probably 20th. Yep. And that tire wear is going to kill him, but I don't think we could get enough out of conserve. May conserve a bit with Lehane towards the end of this stint. I don't think I could get enough out of it with Casino. There's he's just too bad on the tires. And really, no matter what happens here, I plan on maintaining this same approach. I'm not going to push on the gas, at least not for a while. Nineteenth and 23rd. And right now, Casino driving just well enough to hold him off, but you can see there's a big gap up to 18th now. Boy, 10.0 for Casino, and Lehane up now at 3.9. Also driving better than he was. It's only 3 seconds back, and we're almost 3 seconds back of Richard here. Okay, so there's 7 laps complete. We've lost 27% on the tires, so just under 4% per lap. I think I can push some. I'm just going to go with high and conserve. Well, not yet. I think at the end of this lap for Casino, I want to go with high and conserve because I want to see where we're going to be at with conserving the tires. See if there's any chance to make him do this in a one stop. Because if there is, even if I've got to get him down to like the low teens on the tire wear, I want to do it. That wouldn't, or the high teens. That wouldn't hurt nearly as much. Okay, so we're at 69%. I'll do a couple laps like this. We're gaining enough fuel back that I think I can afford to do that from the fuel perspective. And if I can, let's go low later. I'm doing high in conjunction with conserve because I want to see if he can hold off, even though his form is dropping for being otherworldly to just very good. See if we can hold off Compton, DuPont, and everybody behind him. While Lehane just continues to mutter along. So there's 10 laps. And yeah, I've only gone down... I think Casino might be able to make it this way. By really conserving on the tires. And I'll stick with the push for a while. Because I think we can get away with it. Now, it's always possible tire condition won't allow that. Or car condition won't. Be careful with how much I do. I just want to get them up to like one lap. And I think Lehane is fine with sticking at neutral as much as he can. Oh boy, I didn't even notice. Go neutral. And then switch to medium. Yeah, that's a killer for that tire wear that we're trying to maintain. We're about halfway to as far as we're going to need to be on these. Yeah, he's going to be down in the teens. He's barely going to make it. But I still think that's better than having him stop a second time. I'm going to go high conserve a bit for Lehane now. And because of car condition, I don't want to push that too far. Wait and see how things shake out later in the race, but I think I can get away with it to a fair amount. It looks also like this is a race where I could have gotten away with ducking out of 1, maybe 2 laps of fuel. May want to look at that in the future. Yeah, you're in neutral, boosting up. Go ahead and go neutral on the tires now. And just staying ahead of Renee, who has better tires, naturally. And there goes, comp's going to come in. And all those cars are going to have to stop at least twice. So that part, definitely all to our benefit. Lahane's going to do just fine. And I'm going to have him just keep going out there on high until we get a little bit closer. Casino still in 19th, but Lahane up now to 22nd with that pit stop. And of course, we're over 30 seconds off the leaders, but I could care less about that at the moment. And, you know, Verne's staying right behind but unable to pass, so keep going as things are for Lahane. Meanwhile, alternating between neutral and conserve for Casino. And DuPont pits. Or no, DuPont didn't pit. Benani did. That's a bit of a, you know, whenever it says like Casino passed DuPont in this kind of situation, oh, that's not what happened, but the game just counts the next available car behind him instead of realizing, oh yeah, Benani went into the pits. I think we could get the sponsor bonus here in the race, the way this is going, which would be nice. We're really going to need to try to get that as just for the financial need, I mean, to pay for our new designer, Katja Blomquist, if nothing else. You get through about 7 more laps. And Lahane, I think we're going to go back. Oh, wait, hold on. Drop to 18th behind Benani, who just came out, has faster tires. Okay, fine. Yeah, we're going to drop back to medium. And I sort of want to split the difference on not pushing as much as I could fuel-wise, but also watching the part to make sure those are okay. So, like, keeping the fuel under the amount of laps remaining, but not by too much. Maybe if we, like, keeping it between like 0.5 and 0.8 or something like that of a lap for now, and then we can get that back later in the race and decide exactly how much we're going to push later. To 14th and 18th. That's rarefied air. As Tassi, among others, came into pit. And Richard will have to come in first. Coronel probably. So there's some more cars we could get by temporarily. Lahane slipping to 19th behind Mueller, and there's, oh, and then getting it back. But this is just a case of, you know, other cars coming out on faster tires. I mean, Muller's going to get that pass, just a question of when. There's a car repairing. And Casino up to 11th. Form down to 6.7, 6.6, and Lahane He's in the 2s all the way up to 5. So that's almost equalized, but the gap between the two drivers right now is almost 8 seconds. Lehane is on better tires, but it looks like Casino is going to get him for this race. Of course, the real test of that coming up in a little bit here. A few laps when we start going into the red on Casino's tires. Up to 9th now. Remarkable. Of course, we're not going to stay there. But it's still nice to be there. Like, we look at the points right now, we would get 2 points. We'd move, you know, and there's only DG Sport, the only team that would be left without any points. I don't see that happening, but you know, we'll see. I mean, depends on how many stops everybody has to make, really, but hard for me to imagine us pulling any points out of this race by the time it's over. Yeah, and the car condition's down enough. I'm going to let the fuel get a little bit closer now. I do want to go conserve, though, on Casino. And DuPont right behind with better tires. You know, if they pass, they pass. I'm not going to worry about that too much right now because we are only a couple, 3 laps from coming in. And our not exactly award-winning pit crew is going to play a big role. Holding things off pretty well now, but we've got to go back up to neutral. Tires getting too cool. 3 laps left. Looks like Lehane's right about where I'd like to be on his tire temp. They're going to get really warm. They shouldn't go into the red zone before he comes in. So this lap and 1 more to go. $7.5, and look at Lehane. Was at 2, now all the way up to 9.0. And looks like he's slowly catching Tassi, even. Remarkable. Let's go conserve for a bit here. I'd like to go high just for the last part of this stint. Since you're having trouble with your tires. Come in and pit. Switch to another set of mediums. Parts are fine. And you know, it's hard to say, but I think any risk above 10% is probably not worth having. For this one, I'm going to go safe. And we're going to lose some time in the pits. But this is just... if you get a 10% chance with each driver, I just think being in double digits is too high. So we're going to go safe. Yep, stick with that the same. And we better go neutral for the rest of it now. Looks like Lehane has gained about a second of that gap back. There's a lot more to go. I'm very curious as where we'll come out at the end of this. This Casino... well, both of them, honestly, we should come out last. Behind anybody. Okay. Oh boy, I was assuming that he wouldn't have to wait, but again, the times, the pit stops are so much longer now. So that's a royal screw-up on my part. I've just got to remember, look, we can't come in and out that fast. No mistakes, but I threw Lehane further back than he needed to be, which is, I mean, he was already doing terrible, but no, I can't say I am either. It's definitely a screw up on my part. Just one more area where I got to get my mind around. Look, these things take a lot longer. So Lehane is going to do worse than would have otherwise, but was probably already going to finish last or close to it. The question is, Casino, when other drivers come in and pit, probably should have had Casino come in on lap 22 and Lehane on 23. That's what I should have done. Of course, important to iron these things out. One of the things about the create your own team thing and starting from the bottom is we don't have much to race for at this point anyway. You got to iron these things out and get a new sense of the way the rhythm's going to work now, so that by the time we get, and it's probably going to be, at least like the third season or something, we get to the point where we're really racing for something significant, then I'll have a beat on this. Yeah, I think I want to go pretty much neutral now, at least till fuel gets even, and then we'll see where we're sitting. And Casino, again, is going to want to conserve tire temp, so I might as well start that now. While Lehane should be able to go neutral pretty much the whole way. interesting how the form has gone down and up. Both drivers driving excellently at the moment. Hamola will have to come in again, so we could very well end up beating them. Compton will have to come in. You know, Casino, I'm very curious to figure out where he's going to end up finishing. Just going to have to wait and see on that. Three seconds behind DuPont. And Comp's going to come in and repair, so we should be saying goodbye to them. Yep. So there's one spot. We need 3 more. And Lehane in front also. Well, at least we didn't condemn him to finishing last. So Casino, I want to get up to 19th. Well, I should be able to get by Hamola, possibly Filippi and Montero. Maybe not, but, you know, I mean, that's still a possibility. Almost 2/3 of the way through this race. Boy, and look at that. 40-some seconds back. As the drivers at the top continue to shift positions. And Benani comes out a few seconds ahead of Casino. That's not a surprise. Giovinardi, the race leader for a while, is going in. And Nagy will take over the top spot for now. Renee into the pits. And Casino getting by there. Lehane's best lap of the race isn't enough to give him the spot. But still, oh, we got to go back up to neutral now. Still, we've only got 2 more spots to grab. I did. I switched them to neutral. They'll go back up. What's our temperature? Yeah, it's 26. I haven't been watching the weather because I basically assumed you don't need to in Phoenix. That's still a mistake. But no rain coming. Alright, here come a bunch of the cars into the pits that I was thinking we might be able to pass. There we go. Yeah, Casino up to 17th now. See how many of these Lehane gets by, if any of them. Doesn't look like it. Lehane just behind, yeah. And that being stuck behind people is going to cost him a bunch of positions. But for our purposes, Casino is enough. Now, on the other hand, all of these cars are on softer tires, and they're going to try to track him down. How's Lahane's park condition? Still pretty good. I'm not comfortable pushing just yet. May do that a bit later, especially when we go to conserve on the tires. And Casino's park condition isn't as good, so he's probably going to need to go close to the end of the race on medium here. And I don't know if they're... yeah, I don't think he's going to get by anybody else. So he's just got to hold off two of these drivers that are several seconds back. I think that's probably going to happen, but there's a lot of race left, so this could be touchy. And Oriola may be the last driver to come in for a pit at all. Drops down not quite to us, yep. Actually be the car in front of us, several seconds ahead though. And we'll go ahead and go high and conserve for a bit with Lahane. Just get a little more temp back into the tires. I think I'm going to keep Casino just under. Like have him push a little bit just whenever he goes to conserve. Not a lot. He's probably have a little bit of fuel left over at the end. But he's not losing a lot of ground to the other drivers, so it still looks to me like he's going to be able to hold it off. And of course, the other thing is their tires are going to deteriorate more rapidly, so his chances of holding off Philippi and Montero back there are quite good, I think. And yeah, I didn't mean to go quite that far with Lahane as I blathered on, so let's switch that up. And now Vernay right on our bumper. We have a fuel surplus with Casino. We'll have one soon with Lahane. Got 11 laps left in this race, 3/4 of the way there, and trying to hold on to that sponsor bonus position. Philippi, 3.5 seconds back. That's the key spot. But doesn't appear to be gaining. That's also quite important. Casino is holding off for the moment. The longer we stay ahead, the more likely we are to stay ahead because of the tire situation. Their softs, so a few more laps and their softs are going to be more degraded than our mediums. And if things hold up now, at the end of this race, there will only be 2 teams who have not scored a point. Will be one, DG Sport will be the other. And now Vernay looking to get by. See if we can hold this a bit more with high conserve, just for a brief period. You can see Philippi still 3.5 seconds back. I feel there's enough condition there. I'm gonna go high with Lehane just because. I mean, there's really nothing for him to race for of any significance, but yeah, let's go neutral again. How's our part condition here? 6-7 laps to go. I feel we can hold this for a bit. Get down into a negative fuel number. I could be wrong about that, but I think we can. Now I'll switch it back. Lehane's still going to push it a little farther. And the gap to, well, it's now Montero, not Philippi, but it's still 3+ seconds. And now we've got 7 laps to go. Once again, the pressure from Vernay. But that's the part where we're the most vulnerable, and once again, Arturo Casino able to hold it off. Up to 10.0 form. That's no small bonus. And yeah, let's back off now. Gained a little bit on Hamola, but Hamola has fresher tires. And if we hadn't spent that time hanging around behind, I think we would be, it's hard to say, but I think we'd be up in this pack of cars somewhere, probably right about where Hamola is, as opposed to hanging out several seconds behind. 10 and 9.1. Remarkable driving. And 6 laps to go, still holding the spot. It's down to just 3 seconds back of Montero, who is pressing these 2 cars, but we've pulled away from Vernay. So that may not even matter. Looks like we were able to conserve for enough there that we're going to have enough tires. One thing is that the cars start up here on the tire temps after a pit stop, but down there at the beginning of the race, the second marker for a pit stop, first marker for the race. So we were able to cool off the tires more and therefore conserve more of their wear. And now Vernay is right up on us, but Montero has not gained, so it's still a 3+ second gap on that comparison. Four laps remaining. It's looking pretty good. A little less than 3 seconds back to Montero, but we'd have to really get some serious position going in the negative direction here for that to happen. I think starting with the next lap, I'm going to want to push most of the rest of the way. Just make it that much harder to have anybody pass. And Tassi was in second, going in for a pit stop, and another car also going in. And will we pass Panis in the pit stop there? An unexpected pit stop. I thought they'd try to eke it out at this point. And we do. So that should make things even more secure. Hamola goes wide. Loses some time, not enough for Lehane to do anything. Go conserve just a bit here. How are your, yeah, go high for a bit. And let's conserve also with Casino. Five plus seconds now clear of 19th position, or 20th position, rather, which is our cutoff. Switch to neutral on the tires. And Giovanardi goes into that final lap with very worn tires, but will be able to finish. And we'll have to go back up to neutral. And medium for Casino as he comes around the turn. Still in 15th. One more lap to go. Does take him into the red on the tires. But it looks like we're going to make it. And there's Giovanardi going across the finish line. Casino holding off all those cars. Finishing 15th. And that is definitely a new mark for us to watch for. 15th being our best so far. Lehane upset about 23rd. He has a right to be. He should have finished, you know, a couple, 3 spots higher. And Compt having a really bad day. McKellis getting the pole position bonus. Flip by from Campos Racing, gets the qualifying, or not qualifying, the fastest lap. Just over a minute behind was Lahane. And 49 seconds and change for Casino. So 15th is our new high water mark that we'll be aiming for going forward. We do get the sponsor bonus. No points for any of our drivers. There are several others who can say that as well. Compt and Hamola, the drivers for DG Sport, which is useful to know because they're the only other team that has nothing along with us. So our markability dropped a bit, not a lot. Casino got a top 15 result, so it looks like it helped his marketability, although -5 there. I think that's instead of the -15 that he got last time. Of course, if you look at the form, 8.1 to 5.5, 6.5, 5.6. Both drivers doing much better this time around. Mechanic relationships continuing to improve. The chairman's getting happier, Koosbecker, but marketability sliding due to our low finish. So, you know, we've got to really improve our results before we're going to be able to get any big sponsors. Sucks, but that is the way it is. And we've finished our engine, so we'll be able to go work on a new one of those. That's going to be coming up pretty soon. We also are starting to get scouting reports from the drivers coming in. We've got some stuff going on with the pit crew that we need to look at. All kinds of fun things continuing. And we've got over 3 weeks now to get ready for Rio. But that did definitely not go perfectly. Obviously messed up with the timing in qualifying and the timing in the pit stops in the race. Not a huge impact on us, but gotta nail those down so that we're doing things properly going forward. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back soon for Rio with more Motorsport Manager as career mode rolls on.